Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. So today I wanted to start experimenting with different formats because I think sometimes spreadsheets might not be that exciting for everybody. So I think maybe like showing the thinkorswim trading platform might help. So YieldMax has a lot of ETFs, but which ones are worth your money? So keep in mind that thinkorswim has a lot of interesting things to look at, but I'm kind of wondering if the viewers will come. And I don't want you guys to get attached to this just in case like this video idea fails. So also one thing to note, because this is very manual and very time intensive. So basically I'm taking the information from like the YieldMax website and trying to transfer some of the data over into thinkorswim to kind of, I guess, I come up with something that might be interesting to look at. And also keep in mind that by the time this video is released, some of the data will be stale. So like one thing that I wanted to highlight was something called the Sizzle Index. So this measures like the opportunities trading activity versus like its own like 5-day average. And I think this like solves a few of my problems, but it doesn't like help everything. And it's been around for a while, so I think it might be good to show like newer traders or newer investors. And also wanted to also show the some basic value at risk stress testing. So give me 1 second, and I'll pull up the trading platform. Let me see. So it looks like it's coming up. So let me see where I can start. So basically on the top, near the top, I put in like the ARKK, like the underlying of like the YieldMax ETFs. And the one on the left and the one on the right, these are basically the short options. So like for example, this one is a short call. The one on the right over here is the short put, and then the guy in the middle is the long call. So ideally, we want to see like the ones on the ends like go to 0, and we want the the one in the middle, like the long call, to go as high as possible. Of course, like it's going to be capped to like the difference between the call strikes, but I think maybe like just visually this could be interesting for some people. And then over here we see like the 52-week implied volatility, the high and the low, and then we see like the IV percentile. And then over here we see like the historical highs and lows, and then the historical percentile. So I guess ideally we want to see the current IV percentile over the historical percentile, and then also at the same time we want to make sure that the let's see over here the implied volatility, and then over here this is where we see the Sizzle Index. So right now it's not that exciting because it's trading below its 5-day average, and then the same thing with both the calls and the puts. Like the calls Sizzle Index is doing slightly better, and then same thing with just like the volatility in general. Although volatility is close to like this 5-day average, and then the stock itself is kind of below its 5-day average, and then the put to call ratio. So the number of puts, like it's trading less than the number of calls. So in a way, that's kind of good. And then you also see like the total volume of like from the call, it's trading above like the puts. And here's where maybe like the value at risk, the stress testing might come in handy. So basically, like I try to model this position based on like whatever it is at the time. So we want to see like what would things do if like the price like when it goes up 10%, and then also like what would happen if things go down 10%. And then over here, like we see like right now the P&L was not that great. It was we're losing like 90,000 on this position, but this is like at the time of like this recording. And then if things like kind of drift up, like that would be great. And like ideally, we can get like 500,000. But then it's also kind of bad too. Like if the ETF drops like 10%, we're on the hook for like 5.4 million. So something that we can potentially keep an eye on. And the reason why like I'm a little hesitant to do this because this could wind up being a colossal waste of time for both my viewers and then also like for myself because it takes some time to kind of put this together and put in like all the details. But potentially this could be worth it. I think if I maybe split up like the work and maybe do like a few a day, this might be feasible. But again, it kind of depends on like how like I guess like people's reaction to this video, like whether it'll bomb or not. And I also wanted to show you guys that over here, like the effect of how like the volatility would affect like the position. So for example, if I just increase like the volatility just by like 0.5%, you can see like the P&L like potentially like how it could really wreck our positions and like we would be down like over 100K. So give me 1 second, I'll pop back into the PowerPoint. So hopefully this might be interesting for some folks. Like for myself, this is kind of like what I look at like day to day as well. But like not for like every single like YieldMax product. And then back here. So I think like over the maybe like in the course of the next few weeks, just out of respect for like the OGs like retirement dividends and max capacity, I'm not gonna cover Tesla, Coney, Triple QY, Cheppy, and IDVY, just because they put a lot of like effort into like their spreadsheets. So I don't want to like kind of like compete like on like views and stuff like that. But ideally, it would be like you could watch their stuff first, and then like maybe this will be good for like maybe like supplemental data. So I guess if they're okay with this, like then maybe I can maybe eventually do these other guys too. But like for right now, there's plenty of like work like with all the like the other YieldMax ETFs, and especially like with like the new ones come out like there's gonna be a lot of work. So I just want to be careful with like the with my bandwidth too. So hopefully you like this concept, and maybe like I can kind of like do maybe like the next one, like maybe do 2 or 3 at a time. I think for myself this is interesting, but I don't know. You guys let me know by like, either liking, commenting, subscribing, and all that kind of good stuff. And hopefully I can generate like enough views to make it worth everybody's time. Of course, like please be careful rounding out your portfolios. Even though I like YieldMax, like it's they're not perfect, so that's why I want to kind of show you this stuff. And again, like I want to mention that it's unlikely to have like good capital appreciation, and yields may not be consistent, from week to week. And this doesn't guarantee that you'll make money just because you're looking at this option statistics. Well, actually, that reminds me. Give me 1 second. Let me just pop in the trading platform again because I do want to show you guys like one other thing. So 1 second here. So there's also like things like this like that's possible to see in like the risk profile. So this is just like a basic view of what the position would look like, and this will be similar to all like option P&L graphs. So like your cover call, like your profits are capped over here, and then like you have like all this downside. So it's just something that you want to be aware of. And then there's also like things like the probability analysis as this thing shifts over time. But this might be a little too complicated. But I guess like if there's enough demand for it, I'll show it as well. So back to the PowerPoint. So I just want to thank everybody that's subscribed over the past few days and weeks. Thank you for watching. I know sometimes like my videos aren't like the most exciting, but I think like this could be helpful in terms of your own overall trading and portfolio management. So I just want to thank everybody again. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys make some good money out there. And if you can help me beat the algorithm, that'd be really greatly appreciated. So thank you, and have a great one. Bye now. I'll see you in the next one.